Elaria had always been a quiet observer of life, the kind of person who noticed the tremor in the leaves before the wind arrived or the way the sunlight scattered across a puddle after rain. Her small apartment was a sanctuary of calm, filled with soft pillows, half-read books, and sketches that no one ever saw. Most people would have thought her life uneventful, even lonely, but Elaria knew something they didn't. Life wasn't about filling days with noise, it was about learning to dance with the quiet, and sometimes, it was about learning to endure the sharp edges of pain without flinching. She had been through storms she didn't tell anyone about. Nights when the loneliness pressed against her chest like an unyielding weight, when the silence around her was so loud that it echoed her fears. But Elaria had discovered something remarkable: pain, though heavy and unrelenting, was never permanent. It was a teacher. Every tear, every moment of despair, left her a fraction stronger than she had been before. It started one evening when the sky outside her window bled into shades of amber and violet. She sat cross-legged on the floor, staring at the skyline, and realized that she had spent so much time running from her own feelings that she didn't even know what she was capable of. That night, she made a choice, not to escape pain, but to meet it with open eyes. She began walking the streets at night, letting the city's hum and flickering lights be a companion, each step a meditation, each breath a reminder that her heart could endure. In those night walks, Elaria met herself in ways she hadn't before. She discovered that sadness could coexist with courage, that fear could be acknowledged without giving it power. She would stop by the quiet riverbank, watching the water twist and turn over itself, reflecting the moon like molten silver, and feel her own reflection in it, not as someone broken, but as someone learning the art of becoming unbreakable. Her pain was not only emotional. It was physical in a way she could not ignore: the ache of sleepless nights, the tension that lived in her shoulders, the quiet hollow in her stomach when the world felt empty. Yet she learned to honor it rather than despise it. She painted her pain onto canvases, sometimes in jagged lines, sometimes in soft, swirling colors, until the canvas itself seemed to breathe. Each painting became a mirror of what she endured and a map of the strength she was accumulating, layer by layer, stroke by stroke. Elaria's apartment began to transform. What was once merely a space to survive became a sanctuary of resilience. Walls that had been blank now carried her stories in paint, paper, and words scribbled in journals she hid under her bed. The act of creating became a ritual of healing, a declaration that she would not be defined by what had hurt her but by how she chose to rise above it. One evening, as rain splattered against the windowpane, Elaria felt a surge of restlessness. She wandered into the city, her umbrella leaving tiny arcs of water on the empty streets. The rain was cold, but she welcomed it, feeling its droplets prickling against her skin like tiny reminders of all the challenges she had survived. There was a moment when she stood still in the middle of the street, letting the rain wash over her, and she laughed, a full, unrestrained laugh that startled even her. In that laughter, she felt a liberation she had never known, the realization that enduring pain didn't just make her stronger, it made her alive. Elaria began seeking small adventures. She would climb the steepest hills she could find, even though her legs burned and her lungs begged her to stop. She would sit on rooftops at sunrise, feeling the chill on her skin, watching the city awaken, and whisper to herself that every struggle she endured was shaping the person she was becoming. She explored abandoned buildings, hidden alleys, and forgotten gardens, finding beauty in places others overlooked. Each step forward was a declaration: she was more than her past, more than her fears, more than the invisible chains that pain had once wrapped around her. Her nights were no longer lonely. Though she often wandered alone, she felt companionship in the world around her: the wind through the trees, the distant laughter of people she would never meet, the rhythm of rainfall against rooftops. She realized that connection was not only with others but with the world itself, and through that connection, she learned patience, empathy, and courage. Pain continued to visit Elaria, as it does all who dare to live deeply. But she learned to welcome it, to sit with it, and to listen. She began to write letters to her pain, letters she would never send, thanking it for teaching her resilience and urging it to leave her with the lessons it had to offer. She learned to distinguish between suffering that could break her and suffering that could build her, and she treated both with care, honor, and an unwavering commitment to keep moving forward. Over time, Elaria's world began to feel lighter. She did not wait for life to become easier, instead, she became stronger in anticipation of the next challenge. Her art, her walks, her journals, and her quiet moments of reflection became a foundation of strength she carried with her wherever she went. She had learned to transform pain into a source of power, to turn the sharp edges of life into the steps that lifted her higher. One evening, she found herself on a cliff overlooking the ocean, the sun dissolving into the horizon in a symphony of gold and crimson. Waves crashed below, relentless yet rhythmic, reminding her that life moves forward, no matter the storms that arise. Elaria sat there for hours, feeling the wind comb through her hair, the salt of the sea on her lips, and the pulse of her heart steady and sure. She understood, in that silence, that strength is not born from comfort but from endurance, that beauty exists in the struggle, and that the pain she had felt was the very forge in which her courage had been crafted. By the time darkness fell, Elaria felt a quiet triumph. She was not invincible, nor did she pretend to be. But she was alive, fully, fiercely, and unafraid to continue walking her path. She realized that the scars she bore were not symbols of weakness but badges of honor, proof that she had faced life, unflinching, and had come through not just surviving, but thriving. In the days that followed, Elaria continued her journey. She painted, wrote, explored, and walked, each act a meditation on the truth she had discovered, that pain is temporary, but the strength it cultivates lasts a lifetime. She understood now that life's challenges were not obstacles to happiness but invitations to grow, and she embraced them with the calm confidence of someone who knew that every struggle was a step closer to mastery over herself. Her world expanded in subtle ways. She found joy in small details, a bird perched on a windowsill, the smell of rain on hot asphalt, the quiet companionship of the night. She laughed more freely, loved more deeply, and held herself with a gentleness she had once reserved for others. Elaria had become her own sanctuary, her own source of courage, her own testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And so, Elaria walked on, knowing that life would continue to challenge her, but also knowing that she carried a secret strength born from every tear, every sleepless night, and every moment of doubt she had survived. She had learned that the pain she felt today was indeed the strength she would feel tomorrow, and in that knowledge, she was unstoppable, unshakable, and wholly alive.